Okay, three, two, one, let's go.
Rise and shine, Mzansi. Welcome to Vooka Breakfast Show. Well, I said rise and shine, but today is overcast. We see that the sun is on top of the clouds and the weather has been closed, right? So right now, what I'm gonna do is to prepare you for today's show. As you see that I am prepared, I've got my morning cup of coffee, and I hope you guys do right there at home. It's a beautiful Thursday morning, and you know that the Thursdays are all about alignment. We are aligning ourselves spiritually. And speaking of alignment, sorry about yesterday for not going live because we had some electrical issues, but now it is fixed. It's time to get this train going because we've got more to unpack right here. You see that I am very prepared, man. Thank you so much to Mpoko Lopane with this book because I'm always preparing myself for the day with words of wisdom. So you can grab yourself a copy. We shot an interview with him. He was right here in studio. So do make sure that you go back and look at that interview. So as I promised, we have a lot to unpack right here because yesterday it was the budget speech. So we will be taking you through key factors of what the finance minister told us, the key factors of the budget speech, especially 2025, because VAT has increased. Yes, that is the official announcement. VAT has increased by 0.5%. So it's something that we're going to get deep into because I have a lot for you. You know that our mornings are always energetic moments. Energetic mornings, sorry about that, because you see, I am prepared. So please, guys, grab your cup of coffee because you're going to have a very beautiful Thursday morning. And speaking of spiritual alignment, we have a guest lined up for you, a prophetess by the name Daphne Nguni. She will be with us right here in studio. For those who just joined in, do make sure that you let others that Vooka Breakfast Show is live and more entertainment and energetic vibes are starting to get through in our blood as we get through this day. So what I'm going to do right now is to give you your weather update. After your weather update, I'm going to give you your latest national headline news. What is going on right now and what is it that you need to keep up with when it comes to your news nationally. And we have sports news. What are news without sports news? And also I'm going to be giving you your traffic update. If you are driving, tell a friend who is driving right now that Mo is coming, friend, with a traffic update. So do make sure that you tune in on Vooka Breakfast Show. So without wasting any of your time, let's get right into it and have an epic show, breakfast and a morning show. My name is Moketi Maimane. So let me give you and let me get you prepped with your weather update.
good morning once again, Mzansi. As promised that we're going to give you your national headlines. So, the first one, we have the budget 2025, the good and the bad, and also the unexpected. Value-added tax has increased by 0.5 percentage point at this year. Another 0.5 next year will push VAT up to 16% by April 2026. It's better than the 2 percentage points increase proposed by Finance Minister Ine Godongwana a few weeks ago. But not everyone is happy currently. Government spends more than it collects in revenue. The VAT increase will result in government getting 28 billion rands more this year and an additional 14 billion more next year. The additional income will also allow government to hire more frontline workers such as teachers and doctors. It will also allow for more investment in education and rail services, with an economy that's only expected to grow at 1.8% over the next 3 years. Government is in trouble. It needs to find more effective ways to bring in the money. On the second headline, SAPS probe culpable homicide over the Ekurhuleni bus crash. It's been revealed that the bus involved in Tuesday's fatal accident in Ekurhuleni did not have a seatbelt. Police are investigating a case of a culpable homicide after 14 people died. Dozens of injured passengers were sent to various hospitals for treatment of minor to serious injuries. Questions have been raised about the bus condition and whether the driver was speeding. According to the Road Traffic Management Corporation, video footage recorded by Sandral CCTV cameras is being analyzed. Investigators are identifying the other vehicle allegedly involved in the events leading up to the crash. The confusion about the number of fatalities bus crash threatens to undermine government's response to the tragedy. The Health Department's forensic unit reports 14 deaths, while the Road Traffic Management Corporation has revised its numbers from 16 down to 13. As these squabbles continue, to those who survived accounting their blessings. Now, on the last headline, taxi violence. Diale Tlabela, on his words, he said, "We will take back the routes if needed be. We will take away their permits if we must." That's the warning from Gauteng Transport MEC Kidiboni Diala Tlabela as tensions between the two rival taxi, Soweto Taxi Association, boil over once again. The Nansfield Dube West Association, Nanduwe, and Witwatersrand African Taxi Association, the WATA, they have been locked in a bitter feud over routes 4 years, and there's still no end in sight. The latest flare-up follows a court ruling reinstating WATA's rights to the contestants' route. That's all for the headlines. Now, heading to your sports news that you have missed over the week. Sundowns go 18 points clear ahead of Pirates blockbuster. Masandawana extended their league lead to 18 points. Though Orlando Pirates in second place hold 4 games in hand, Sundowns outclassed Amazulu, pushing them to 7th place. Usutu relied on counter-attacks with goalkeeper Vili Motwa making key saves against Jaden Adams and Ikram Reyners to keep the score 0-0 at halftime. Coach Arthur Zwane aims to revive Amazulu's form in their upcoming clash with TS Galaxy, while Sundowns prepare for their match against Orlando Pirates this coming Sunday. On the second headline, Motsepe is re-elected unopposed as CAF president. Patrice Motsepe has been re-elected as CAF president for another 4-year term. His confirmation took place at the CAF Extraordinary General Assembly in Cairo, attended by FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Motsepe, also the owner of Mamelodi Sundowns and a mining magnate, aims to build on the progress made since he assumed office in 2021. Now, heading over to the cricket news, Phehlukwayo grabs 4 wickets to restrict the Dolphins to 228. Andile Phehlukwayo's season best 4-29 help restrict the Dolphins to 228 for 8 in the CSA One Day Cup qualifier at Kingsmead. The slow pitch made scoring difficult, with the Dolphins struggling early but recovering in the last 14 overs thanks to Hanu Viljoen and Ethan Bosch's partnership. Prinellen Subrayan added late fireworks with 2 sixes. Pekluwayo supported by spinners Rulof van der Merwe, Skalk Elgerbert and Neil Brand exploited the conditions successfully. The Titans now face a challenge on this dry pitch, with the Dolphins relying on bowlers like Kishaf Maharaj and Subrayan for a competitive defense. On a Tuesday, competitive match against Paris Saint-Germain advanced to the Champions League quarterfinals, beating Liverpool 4-1 on penalties after aggregate of 1-1 tie. Ousmane Dembele's goals forced extra time, while Gianluigi Donnarumma's key saves in the shootout secured victory. Bayern Munich crashed Bayer Leverkusen 5-0 over 2 legs, and Barcelona defeated Benfica 3-1 with Lamine Yamal and Rafinha steering. Inter Milan overcame Feyenoord 2-1, settling a quarter-final clash with Bayern Munich. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more sports news, updates, and analysis throughout the show. Do not forget to share your thoughts on these matches with us on social media using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moketi Maimane. Let's get you prepped again with your weather update after we head over to your latest traffic update. All right, Mzansi, as promised, let's get you safe on those roads. This is your latest traffic update. There's a crash on N1 southbound after Deep Loop interchange. The incident occurred on the off-ramp from N1 South Deep Loop interchange. One of the 4 lanes is currently closed, so you should keep safe right there. On the second one, roadworks on R21 northbound at Nelmapios Drive. The incident is affecting the ramp from Olifantsfontein Road, the R562. One of the 4 lanes is currently closed. On the other one, the N1 southbound congested from ramp from Daniel Jubed 4-way to after ramp from Olifantsfontein Road. The other one is the ramp from Olifantsfontein Road R62. Heavy congestion on R24 westbound approaching OR Tambo International Airport due to increased airport traffic. So you should expect delays on that. That's all for now. Let's get ready for an epic show. As promised that today we're going to be looking more into spiritual alignment. So do make sure that you stay with us because Gogo Defni Mguni is going to be joining us right here in studio, to share more of her spiritual journey that she has been through all of these years.
Hey family.
Hi, my name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Muketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Miss.
My name is Ketsu Mguni
on the Vooka
Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here, my name is Musi Mest. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my plan. CC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Banene Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
We are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, one of our do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to you live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information. So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, from school,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes,
I'm gonna give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yes, sir.
I thought you had to leave that.
Rise and shine, Mzansi, rise and shine. Well, unfortunately, man, sorry to say rise and shine because for some of us, the weather is closed here. So what we're going to do is just to let you know, guys, prepare yourself, man, grab your cup of coffee because we've got more to unpack, especially, affairs that, concern you as a citizen. So it is very, very important to cohere this information so that you can get an understanding of what we are trying to do right here. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show is the hashtag to use. My name is Muketi Maimane, and I know you missed my face, man, but I am back as promised. Sorry for what happened yesterday. We couldn't stream because some of the electrical issues that many citizens are dealing with, some of the things that we were dealing with yesterday. So apologies to that, but we are back and running. I just want to see your engagement on our YouTube page. Remember, it's Vooka Breakfast Show on each and every social media platform. As promised, we have a jam-packed show. So today, we all about going to be speaking about spiritual alignment. I also have the productivity hacks that I want to share with you so that you can increase the level of your productivity each and every day. Because daily, we are stressed with so much work. Whether you're a student who is, in school, whether you are a parent who is working for their children, I am here to help you to increase your productivity levels. So, without wasting any time, let me try to engage with you right here. I see on the comments, I have Refile Rasekhanso using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show with a little bit of an emoji full of happiness and excitement because I am also excited to be back here. Yesterday, I was so worried. My mood was down because we couldn't stream. Right, so I also have Tembi at the morning team, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Morning, Miss Tembi. Sis Vugile, hashtag Sivugile. We are here, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm hoping that you're going to be tuned to the show until we end, because as I promised, guys, I will emphasize this. We have a prophetess who is going to be joining us by the name Daphne Mguni. So if you're a person who is interested in knowing more, what does the spiritual world and the spiritual journey speaks about, she is here to give you illustration and a lot of informative information that you can use. And then I have Zinzi Elizabeth, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Good morning, Sivugile. I'm just glad that abantu bavugile because nami ngivugile with, a Thursday morning, what you call energy. Man, it's Vooka Breakfast Show, your energetic start of the day. We are located in the heart of Johannesburg, which is Soweto, Dobsonville. That is where we are broadcasting live. So, Mvugile, a lot of people should be right now because 20 minutes till we hit 8 o'clock. So get up, everybody, get up, because a lot is to be unpacked right here. Because also we have a segment of World of Tech. If you're a tech enthusiast, you want to learn more and immerse yourself with the information that the tech world brings you, this is the show to watch, and this is the day to stay tuned for more. And then I have TK1990. At a good morning, it is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for those engagement. Keep them coming because they really keep this engagement going. And what we have for you is packed. It is packed. So, as promised, guys, I have something that I want to discuss with you. We know that the finance minister yesterday gave his speech, the budget speech for 2025. As you know, that it was scheduled for the 7th of March, and they postponed it to the 12th of March, which was yesterday. Obviously, there are budget key factors that we need to look at and discuss that concern us as citizens. So I would want you to come in this conversation. If you watch the budget speech, tell me what you think. Give me small highlights that you picked up and say, you know what Minister Enoch Godongwana is missing in this is as follows. So do make sure, do that by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Tumza 6 at hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Sivugile. A very good morning to Amavuga Amahle. Oh, I like the Amavuga Amahle, man, because today, as it is the spiritual alignment, day. Amavuga, we are going to Vooka with the guests that we're going to feature. So, guys, the factors that we're going to be looking, because there are a lot of factors, right, in the budget speech of Enoch Godongwana. There is a lot. But now we have picked a few points that we want to discuss with you and just share a screen of what he said. Because each and every time the National Treasury of South Africa, they take the full speech that the ministers give and give it to the public so that you can get a better understanding of what we have. So we're going to be looking at fostering faster, inclusive growth, right? Infrastructure spending is what we're going to be looking at, because Enoch also touched on that. We're also going to be looking at revenue and tax proposals. A lot of people
are worried about how is the revenue going to be worked out in upcoming days. We know that we are struggling to understand the information that comes with the budget speech, because for so long a lot of money has been misused, funds have been misused. But now, what are we doing to make sure that we let the government know that the money that has been misused is not coming back as revenue that will help to deal with the inclination of the growth of the economy? So it is something we're going to be looking at. And then one of, something that bothers a lot of people, it's cushioning the households. How are households going to be protected after the budget speech? After the VAT increased yesterday by 0.5%. And it is said that by April next year, 2026, the VAT will be exactly at 16%. So how are households, people who are working daily, people who are consumers, people who are vendors in the streets, how are they protected when VAT hits 16%? And then we're going to be looking at the social security. Obviously, so social security looks at the grants that we have. There are people who are beneficiaries of the grants in South Africa. We know that back in the days, only 4.6% of black people were beneficiaries of the grant. But now we have a number of 41% of the South African population in the grant system. But okay, so right now, as I promised, let us go to fostering faster care and growth. So with me right here, it's something that I am just going to share with you so that you're going to understand what I am speaking about. So let me share my screen. Okay. Right now, what I have is what we call the fostering faster inclusive growth. This is what Minister Enoch Godongwana stated yesterday. He said, our strategy to achieve faster growth remains anchored on the following 4 pillars. The first one is maintaining macroeconomic stability. Second one is implementing structural reforms. The third one is improving state capability. And the last one is accelerating infrastructure investment. So, what does he mean with these? He said maintaining macroeconomic stability, inclusive of prudent fiscal policy, promotes stable prices, lowers interest rates, and enhances the country's resilience to external shocks. This creates a conducive environment for investment. Implementing structural reforms removes impediments to growth and creates a solid foundation for high and sustained economic growth. And then he go on and said, Madam Speaker, it was out of the realization that economic growth and fiscal stability are mutually reinforcing that Operation Vulindlela was formed as a joint initiative between the Treasury and the Presidency to fast-track the implementation of structural reforms. Its objectives were to stabilize the supply of electricity, create a competitive and efficient freight logistics systems, reduce the cost, and improve the quality of digital communication. He said he wants to ensure, the objectives were to ensure a stable quality supply of water and reform visa regime to facilitate skilled immigration and support tourism. That were the words of Minister Enoch Godongwana when he stated that this year's budget will be looking at fostering faster and inclusive growth. Tell me what you think, because I am not here to oppose. I can't be biased. I can't say he's wrong. I can't say he's right. But it is a statement that I am sent to give you right there at home. That what does the key factors of the budget look like? So if you are a person who is in favor of not hindering the statements that are given by the finance minister in the yesterday's budget speech, write down in the comment and tell me that, you know what, Mo, from listening to Minister Enoch Godongwana, this is what I got. he doesn't care about the citizens, or he cares about the citizens or the government, the ruling parties right now in the 7th administration, which is the government of national unity. They are really taking their citizens, into consideration. But now, when we speak about infrastructure in South Africa, it's something that has been concerning for so long. A lot of people have been seeing decaying infrastructure. We have a huge case in the Joburg CBD where a lot of buildings are being hijacked by illegal immigrants in the country. And what's being done with that? The provincial state, are they playing their role in to make sure that the infrastructure serves the citizens of South Africa? Obviously, we need to know, how is that money spent? It's a question that you've been asking. If South Africa, it is making a lot of money and taxes and VAT, they are being increased. But now, our facilities like your healthcare sector, your hospitals, the money, is it being spent to improve the infrastructure right there? So, Minister touched on the infrastructure. So, what I want to do right now is to quickly move on the section where he spoke about infrastructure, because we know that infrastructure has been a concerning issue for most South African citizens. Right now, Monday, there was a report and a statement that was issued with the 20-year decaying Helen Joseph Hospital. It's some of the things that we are looking into. If infrastructure that was built back then, now it has took 20 years, it's been decaying. What is the infrastructure spending structure looking like? Okay. So let me share my screen with you and read exactly what the finance minister was saying to us as South African citizens. He said, Madam Speaker, infrastructure is a key pillar of our growth strategy. It is the bedrock for economic development, a key source of jobs, an avenue to scale up service delivery. Infrastructure spending. This budget reflects that understanding allocation towards capital payments are the fastest growing area of spending by economic classification. The public infrastructure spending over the next 3 years will amount to more than 1 trillion. And the spending will focus on these following 3 sectors, namely 402 billion will go to transport and logistics, 219.2 billion for energy infrastructure, and the last one, 156.3 billion for water and sanitation. Right, let's break down what he said. In transport, the South African National Roads Agency, SANRAL, will spend 100 billion over the medium term to keep the national road network in good condition. Provincial roads departments will reseal over 16,000 lane kilometers of roads in their areas of authority. The Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa, known as PRASA, is making steady progress to rebuild infrastructure to provide affordable commuter rail services. To sustain this progress, we have provisionally allocated an additional 19.2 billion over the medium term for critical signaling upgrades. This will enable commuters from areas like Mamelodi, KwaMashu, Motherwell, and Kaelisha to catch a train every 10 minutes to get to and from work, and significantly reduce the money that low-income households spend on transport. The allocation will also allow PRASA to maximize the potential of 241 new trains delivered through the Rolling Rock Renewal Program. Despite the progress made, PRASA's procurement system needs strengthening. Then, in conclusion, he said, to further accelerate infrastructure, delivery, and effectiveness, we are continuing to reform and to facilitate greater private sector participation, capital budgeting reform, and alternative infrastructure financing. Those were the words of Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana. Tell me what you think right there in terms of the infrastructure spending, because we have complained about the cities. Mostly we highlight Joburg, we highlight Gauteng because it's known as the economic hub of South Africa. A lot of economic activities, they take place in this province, but yet the infrastructure is not looking like the economy of this province is doing well. Because when we look at COJ, the city of Johannesburg itself, we have seen in the articles, they say they do not have money. We had a gas pipe explosion in Bree Street that took so long to be repaired. So that speaks to this kind of allocation that the minister is speaking about on the budget speech, right? Because I said we're going to cut this short, you can, get this document on www.government.co.za in the website to get a full highlight of what he said, exactly what he said for that time he was given time to speak. Right. So right now, revenue and tax proposals is something that the minister touched on. It is something that a lot of people, when it comes, to the several persistent spending pressures, especially in the health sector, education sector, in the transport sector, and also security, they were like, Minister, we are looking forward to get a statement, to get a review of what has been happening in the past financial years. So, sorry about that. Let's go to what the minister said when it comes to the revenue and the tax proposals of SA. The minister said there are several persistent spending pressures in health, education, transport, and security. These have to do with government properly fulfilling its service delivery mandate. After careful consideration, the government has decided to fund these. Deferring the funding of these sectors further would compromise the government's ability to meet its constitutional obligation to the people. To raise the revenue needed, the government proposes to increase the VAT by 0.5 percentage point in 2025 to 2026, by another 0.5 percentage point in the following year. This, in 2026, leading to 2027, will bring the VAT rate to 16%. Government also proposes no inflationary adjustment to personal income tax brackets, rebates, and medical tax credits. These measures will raise 28 billion rand in additional revenue in 2025-2026 and 14.5 billion in 2026. And then he then said, speaking politely to the people who were watching, speaking politely to the South African citizens, speaking politely to those who feel affected by the increasing of VAT. He said, Speaker, this decision was not made lightly. No Minister of Finance is ever happy to increase taxes. We are aware of the fact that a lower overall burden of tax can help to increase investment and job creation and also unlock household spending power. We have, however, had to balance this knowledge against the very real, pressing service delivery needs that are vital to our developmental goals and which cannot be further postponed. If you're watching right now, you are listening right now, just let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts? Because the minister is not happy with what he has done. Because a lot of people are coming and saying the government is raising tax in order for them to benefit in their pockets, in order for them to keep on disappointing the South African citizens. So it's something that I just want to know. So let me just, take a short break and go to the comment section and just hear if there's any of the engagement with our people. But I can see that a lot of people are actually joining, right? So I have Hakim Klaba. Good morning to the Vooka Breakfast Show team. Good morning, Hakim Klaba. I also want to hear your view on the recent budget speech we had yesterday, delivered by Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana. And everyone right now who is watching, just tell me if it is a yay for you or a nay for you. And just, tell me the reasons why the budget speech was, not something that you needed it to be, right? So it is what I want you to do by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. And then I have Hector Takalani, our morning Vooka Breakfast Show team. Good morning to you, Hector. I also, hoping to hear from you this morning. So I also have Itumele Ndiala. Thank you for going through the budget speech with us. I just wonder if the VAT can be reduced in the future. It is something that we are hoping for because a lot of parties, they were opposing. And I just want to play some clips for you, from other political party members, leaders of the political members on what they think. But right now, what I'm going to do is to let you know that stay with me because when I come back from the break, I am going to be looking at what the minister said when it comes to cushioning households, protecting households from this VAT increase. So let me just take a short break. When I come back, I'll definitely give you all of the information that you need to keep you updated. So this is your weather update. Let's get you prepped. All right, it is the top of the hour, 1 minute past 8. It is the time you're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moketi Maimane, and I will be here with you going through some of the, content that we have for you. I mean, we have a jam-packed show. Of course, I said Thursdays are for spiritual aligning. So if you are on the chat, you are all those people who are so skeptical about Amasangoma. You're skeptical about prophets who go around telling people if COVID is going to hit us again in 2032. This is the show to watch. It is a beautiful morning, and I hope that you got prepped yourself with that weather update. So what we're going to do right now is to go back to our main headline topical discussion with which is the budget speech that was given by Enoch Godongwana yesterday. So before I get, into the cushioning of the households, let me just go through my, comment section right there on YouTube. But before, I've got a picture, that was shared to me. So let me just do this so that we can read it together, just to get some funny moments of what people think and how, the comments, especially when speaking about the budget speech, right? So right here, as you can see, they say the SA taxi industry has revenues in excess of 100 billion, right? Let me just zoom in for you. And yes, there we go. The SA taxi industry has revenues in excess of 100 billion rands. They paid 5 million in taxes in 2024. SARS also doesn't collect VAT on the taxi fares. Finally, taxi drivers are informally employed and don't pay as they should. The lost SARS revenues from the taxi industries are corporate income tax, known as CIT, 3.645 billion rands, and VAT on fares as 6.75 billion rands. Driver pay is 1.9125 billion. Oh, interesting, man. Interesting. These are some of the insights that we miss, when it comes to the revenue and the expenditure of our country right here. So let me go back to YouTube just to get what, people are thinking. I also need you, man. If you're watching, just give me something. If you are not well informed about how the budget speech goes, don't worry. I have got you here. I will just break it down for you. And it is simple when we read what was said yesterday. I know it's going to take some time to fully break it down for you to understand what does it mean in the days. Because a lot of people are like, we as South Africans, we will complain that what they're doing is unfair. But now, what are we doing with that unfairness? Are we doing the shutdown? Are we closing down the streets? Are we going to the SARS offices and protest against the increasing of our day-to-day expenditures? Right? So, Hector Takalani, they are happy to be eating more money. So, it's a no for me. Hector doesn't take it. He doesn't take it. Whether they said they're going to improve, whether they're saying, the future is looking bright for South Africa, he doesn't take it. So tell me if you are going with what Minister Ido Godongwana was saying yesterday, right? Hector has started and he has voted that it's a no for me, Mo. But for you, it is a yes or a no. Do you have that optimism, about the future of South Africa's economy? Right? Something that I want to know. Comment down below and tell me what you think. And then Tumza 6 says, I am just glad that they gave SRD grant recipients a grace period of 12 months so that they can prepare for the grant cut off that will take place in 2026. Interesting. So I just want to know, for you, do you feel like it is something that they should be doing? Because podcaster Penuel Mlojwa also has been advocating for, grant cuts. So is it something that you are also advocating for, that the grants for the South African recipients should be cut off? We have disabilities, we have pensioners, we have your COVID-19 social relief distress grant. Tell us what you think. Is it supposed to be cut off? Because that's what we are facing right now. Apparently, they're saying there is no money. But now, the budget speech talks to the allocation of the money that needs to be allocated in the rightful sectors. Hector Takalani, the budget should have been cut from their wastage spending with so many cars for one minister. A very valid point, by the way. A very valid point, because people have questioned that why will the Minister of Agriculture have 18 bodyguards following? What are you protecting? The land, or what are you protecting? It's some of the questions that a lot of people have been asking. But now, let me go back, to one of the touching subjects Because I know when you're watching a budget speech, you are hoping to be protected in what is being said. If VAT is being increased, how am I going to survive daily with the money and the salary that I'm getting each and every month or every week, right? It is something that every citizen has the right to know. That is why the final speech by the finance minister needs to be posted online for the public to see. So let me share my screen with you and let us go through cushioning households, right? Because we know some of us are from different, backgrounds, different family backgrounds with different financial, resources. So Minister said the government is very aware of the cost of living pressures faced by households, including high food and fuel prices and rising electricity and transportation costs. This is why we are taking concrete steps to protect vulnerable households. So this one is done through providing social grant increases that are above inflation, expanding the basket of VAT zero-rated food items to include canned vegetables, dairy liquid blends, and organ meat from sheep, poultry, and other animals. We are also not increasing the fuel levy for another year, saving consumers around 4 billion rands. So that is how the finance minister is looking to protect most of us as citizens. I don't know. Do you feel happy with what the minister has said? Because he's saying he is aware of the raising of the cost of living, the price inflation that we are getting. The prices always fluctuate because Eskom announced that the electricity hike, will be going up and you will be paying more. So the minister yesterday announced that he is aware and they're taking further steps to make sure that better promises, when it comes to the conclusions and when it comes to, giving the results of this whole budget speech, right? So cushioning households, do you feel protected with what the minister is saying right now? I just want to hear from you on the comment section. But now, before I wrap it up with our social security, which includes our grant from day to day, I just want to, go through and just play a clip. We're just going to listen because we are not going to play this clip right here. We're just going to listen to what Julius Malema, said about, his review on what he thinks with the budget speech that was given by the finance minister, Enoch Godongwana. It is very important for us to know what he is thinking because he is one of the people who doesn't trust in the government that we are having right now. Even the 7th administration, he's saying that the GNU is failing and it's going to fail. So it is important to hear from the one and only Julius Malema. So let me just play the audio for you. The video, okay? So I just got confirmation that we can play the video for you right here. So let's go and hear what Juju had to say.
Thank you.
Not unexpected, I suppose.
Well, this was not unexpected, and they were playing tricks on us. They said 2%, but the real intention was to increase VAT with 0.5 this year and 0.5 next year, which would lead to 16%. They've run out of ideas on how to generate revenue for the state. This is not an instruction to Parliament. In terms of Public Management Finance Act, he's allowed to come and make a proposal according to Section 27 of that Act. And then we must then be allowed through committees to engage on this matter and come back and debate it here and adopt it here. We will not support any form of increase on VAT. We agree that we need to protect SRD. We agree that we need to invest in infrastructure, but let's test the rich. Let the corporate tax be increased. Let there be tax on the wealthy people of South Africa who buy buffaloes for 22 million. Those people should be made to pay and finance the social responsibilities of the state.
Mr. Malema, so what happens now? I mean, we heard earlier from your party that you've got wiggle room in terms of having some of the acts amended in order to accommodate your wishes, for example, a structural response, a legal response to this particular budget. How are you going to play it now?
We are going to make sure that as through our participation in the Finance Committee, we amend this budget and redirect the monies that want to be achieved through increase of VAT.
Yeah, that was Julius Malema, the leader of EFF, giving his views on what he thinks about the budget speech given by Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana, because we had him, speaking about the Public Finance Management Act that the finance minister needs to propose to the citizens and to the House, to the people who are attending, and to the political parties, of course, who are playing part in this, that he needs to propose and they need to take a vote if we are going to take the increase or not. So as he mentioned that he is going to amend that, fighting that this needs to be resolved. I mean, for him, this one speaks to, them increasing the money that goes in their pockets. So I don't know. What do you think about Mr. Malema? Do you think he's giving good remarks in terms of, his highlights when it comes to the budget speech that was given by Finance Minister? So it is something that I want to hear from you. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show is the hashtag to use on our socials just to tell us what do you think. So let me go to my socials. Right here, I have Itumeleng Diale. Adamo, I think that the grants should stay in place. The government can try and source funds from the informal industries like the taxi industry. I don't know what do you think with that, but Dumza just gave a suggestion on what the government should do and try to make sure that some of economic parts of South Africa can grow so good, so that the country can be in a better place or in a state, right? So there was this one that we touched on, and this is the last one. And on the comment section, I saw Itumeleng Diale commenting about the social grants. But now, what is the minister? What did the minister say about the social security? So right now, I just want to share a screen with you once again and just go through what the minister has said, because a lot of people were worried about if grants were going to be increased. So on the social security, he said, honorable members, social grants are allocated 284.7 billion rands in 2025 to 2026. This allows us to increase the old age and disability grants by 130 to 2,315 in April. So the old age and the disability citizens in South Africa will be getting 2,315 in April. And the child support grant increases by 30 rand, which takes it to 560 per month. Each child will be getting 560 per month as in form of child support grant. And then the last one is the foster care grant by 70 rands. The COVID-19 Social Relief of Distress Grant in its current form will be extended by a year to end March 2026, and 35.2 billion is allocated for this purposes. As announced by the President in the State of the Nation address, the SRD will be used as a basis for introduction of sustainable form of income support for unemployed people. The future form of nature of the SRD will be informed by the outcome of the review of active labor market programs. This is expected to be completed by September 2025. Madam Speaker, nearly 28 million beneficiaries will access social grants. The truth is that ours is one of the most comprehensive social safety nets among emerging economies. This reflects our commitment to addressing poverty and inequality while keeping our spending sustainable. Do make sure that you stay with us. I want to hear your views, from the budget speech that was given by Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana. That's all for now. So if you want to get the full document, do make sure that you visit the government website so that you can read what was being said and how money it is going to be allocated in order for the economy to gain inclusive and inclining growth. Right? So obviously, as promised, that we have so much to bring in you right here on the show. I'm going to take a short break once again. When I come back, we're going to have our Today in History and Word of the Day. It is the culture that we practice. And also, as I promised, that if you are an enthusiast in technology, World of Tech is also going to come. And obviously, we've got our guest on the way, Daphne Mgun, who is a prophet, is going to tell us more about her spiritual journey in what she has been doing over the years. So I still need you to use that hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Time right now is 18 minutes past 8. My name is Mweketi Maimane. Right now, let me get you prepped with your weather update just to stay warm to the day. All right, you're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show, your energetic start of the day. Located in the heart of Johannesburg is Soweto, Dobsonville. That is where we are broadcasting live. So I hope you guys are still Voogering, because it's here Vooka. It is a Vooka Breakfast Show. What we are determined in doing is to give you everything that gets your juices up in the morning. This is your best morning show right here in Soweto. So spread the word, share the live, comment down below. And also do not forget to hit that subscription button so that whenever we go live, you will be notified. And information that we give you, it's information that you can use to make sure that you stay informative throughout the day and throughout the week. Thursdays are for spiritual alignment. What are you aligning yourself with this Thursday? Is the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. You can use it on my comment section and say, you know what, Mo? Every Thursday, when it comes to spiritual alignment, or maybe what I do every day, this is as follows, because we know that a lot of people are going to church today, just to keep themselves aligned with their spiritual goals. But what are your spiritual goals? Share them with us. So what I'm going to do right now is to go and read your comment section. Itumeleng diale are Mo. It's no doubt that we have a corruption problem in the country. If we can find a way from having state funds looted, there will be no need to increase VAT. I don't know what you think about that. That is a comment from Itumeleng. Thank you so much for that comment, my brother. Keep them coming because right now we are moving, guys. We are getting our energies on the road. We are driving the ship. We are steering it to the direction that it needs to be. So, obviously, we know we have this culture that we practice right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show weekly, every day from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. We've got you with everything that you need. I know that I'm a very good educator. I teach you with a lot of things that you didn't know. When it comes to history, we know that we have significant moments that happen in a certain day that needs you to always, remind yourself with. We have historic events that took place in our lives, in our daily, everyday practices, and also from the past, man. One of the people that we can, stand out to say they have always been in our historic events each and every year, and I don't know until how long is the one and only Utata Nelson Rolihlahla Madiba Mandela. And also, one of the historic moments that you will forever have in your mind is seeing me sitting right here each and every day, right? I hope you got that. So, let me go to my today in history. But before I start, guys, this activity, helps us to also share what happened because today is a significant day for me. Today, on the 30th of March, 2010, I got my first 100 rand to spend at school. This day specifically gets in history. So write that down in your notebook. Say, Mo today spent 100 rand as a 10-year-old. He was given a 100 rand note to spend at school. And trust me, when it comes to the net worth, I was worth 100 rand and I was the richest at school at that moment. Today, my net worth was worth more than you can ever think of back in 2010. But obviously, I'm still coming and I am still going to go up in the ranks to make significant memories that we can share together. What is your significant memory and today in history? So, let me just share something with you that I have on here. So, today in history, guys, did you know that William Herschel expands the known solar system, right? William Herschel expands the known solar system. So, a British astronomer and a telescope designer, William Herschel, first notices what he thinks is a comet in the Gemini constellation. Oh! Do we have some astrophysicists right here in the house? Do we have some, people who want to be astronomers in near future? This is the information that we can share with you so that you can get yourself equipped, man, and say, you know what, William Herschel, I have read something about him, and he is a very good astronomer. By the way, he expanded the known solar system. So, a British astronomer and telescope designer, William Herschel, first notices what he thinks is a comet in the Gemini constellation. Tell me if you are in astronomy, what do you think about this? Because trust me, as I told you each and every week, we bring you things that you never thought we're going to bring you. Remember, we are in the townships, we're in Soweto. A lot of people don't speak about these things. We always speak about Cyril Ramaphosa. Let us expand our mind. Expand your mind and speak about something different, just to juice up the conversation you have with your family and your friends. But Vooka, we have you covered. In 2004, Luciano Pavarotti performs in his last opera at New York Metropolitan's Opera's Tosca. 2004, Luciano Pavarotti performs in his last opera at New York Metropolitan Opera's Tosca. The tenor gave his last performance in an opera at the New York Metropolitan Opera on March 13th, 2004. Right? Let me repeat that. The 2004 Luciano Pavarotti performs in his last opera at New York Metropolitan's Opera's Tosca. The tenor gave his last performance in an opera at New York Metropolitan Opera in March 13, 2004, which is the day today. If you are an opera fan, do make sure, man, that you watch those Louis Louis VG performances, especially in Milan. You know, Milan has the biggest, one of the opera, sets right there, one of the opera halls, located in there. And obviously, research, if you know the frequencies, they have said that opera music help your neurons to reflex, your chemical balances to stay in, what we call a balanced state. Right? So if you listen to opera music, it will help you to be in balance with yourself. Right? So when you listen to it, your frequency levels, it helps you to calm down. You can't listen to Scott's Mapuma every day, my friend. Sometimes you need a little bit of equilibrium, is what I meant to say. The state of equilibrium is when your body, your mental state, your chemicals in your body are in balance. So this kind of music, this significant time in history, they really help us to know, okay, these people did this, and you can learn a lot from them. So that's Luciano Pavarotti. And then the last one, the Persian Gulf War begins. At midnight in Iraq, the United Nations deadline for Iraqi withdrawal from Kuwait expires, and the Pentagon prepares to commence offensive operation to forcibly eject Iraq from its 5-month occupation of its oil-rich neighbor. So today, the Persian Gulf War begins. And at midnight in Iraq, the United Nations deadline for Iraqi withdrawal from Kuwait expires, and the Pentagon prepares to commence offensive operation to forcibly eject Iraq from its 5-month occupation of its oil-rich neighbor. Very, very interesting. So right now what I want to do is to share a picture of when the war started. So this was a picture that was taken in the day when the Gulf War began. So interesting things that we have in history. So just tell us which one plays a very huge, significant role in your life, because that is what today in history it is for, right here in the Vooka Breakfast Show. So obviously you know that we do not only end on today in history. We have more for you right here, right, which is our word of the day. Right? We know that words play a significant and huge role in our everyday lives. They infiltrate what we think is our mental process and our thought of train, so that we increase vocabulary. Vocabulary is something that plays a very huge and a significant role in one's life. You know, you can't be using therefore each and every statement. Therefore. You know, it's very good to increase your vocabulary when you speak with different people. We know that we are a diverse country. Tomorrow you're going to meet a white man. You're going to meet someone who is from Venda, someone who is from Lesotho, Limpopo. And now when you guys speak, obviously our what you call the universal language that we use, it's English, of course. So we need to know the basic English words and also grow from those words. Do not make them ephemeral, just to keep things quick and short for yourself. So our word of the day today is radiate. Word of the day is radiate. I know some of you know it with its full plural form, which is radiation, right? But when it's short, it's radiate. Radiate is spelled as follows. It's R-A-D-I-A-T-E, right? It's R-A-D-I-A-T-E. What is radiate? You're like, Mo, okay, word of the day is radiate. What is radiate? Don't worry, I've got you covered. The definition of radiate is to give off and emit energy, light, or heat, to show or express a strong feeling or quality. Let me repeat that again. Radiate means to give off or emit energy, light, or heat, to show or express a strong feeling or quality. Right. How would you use radiate in your sentence? So this is how you would use it. Her confidence and positivity radiated throughout the room. inspiring others to do the same. Right? It says her confidence and positivity radiated throughout the room, inspiring others to do the same. So that is how you're going to use radiate in your sentence. But for most of us, we must use it when we express strong feelings. That, you know what, my friend, I have a radiation of you. But don't use it in a bad way, man. Just try to construct it and form a sentence that is going to be understandable for the next person to understand you, right? So, elevate your week by radiating positivity and energy. Share your enthusiasm and passion with others and let your confidence shine through. Remember, radiating positive energy can have a profound impact on those around you, creating a ripple effect of kindness and inspiration. Let me repeat that because it is a very good motivation. Elevate your week by radiating positivity and energy. Share your enthusiasm and passion with others and let your confidence shine through. Remember, radiating positive energy can have a profound impact on those around you, creating a ripple effect of kindness and inspiration. So, may your day be full of radiation. So that's all for the word of the day today. And then we're going to quickly move to the world of tech. But before, obviously, for some of the people who joined the show late, they missed the news headline that we started with and also your sports headline. So what I want to do right now is to give you your weather update to prep yourself for the day, because we see it's overcast outside and rain must be and can be expected. So this is your weather update. Good morning, Mzansi. Once again, if you missed your news headline, these are the following headlines. On the first one, we have budget for 2025, the good, the bad, and the unexpected. Value-added tax has increased by 0.5 percentage points this year. Another 0.5 next year will push VAT up to 16% by April 2026. It's better than the 2 percentage points increase proposed by the Finance Minister Enoch Goro a few weeks ago, but not everyone is happy. Currently, government spends more than it collects in revenue.
The VAT increase will result in government getting 28 billion rands more this year and an additional 14 billion more next year. The additional income will also allow government to hire more frontline workers such as teachers and doctors. It will also allow for more investment in education and rail services. With an economy that's only expected to grow at 1.8% over the next 3 years, government is in trouble. It needs to find more effective ways to bring in the money. On the second headline, SAPS probe culpable homicide over Ekurhuleni bus crash. It's been revealed that the bus involved in Tuesday's fatal accident in Ekurhuleni did not have seat belts. Police are investigating a case of culpable homicide after 14 people died. Dozens of injured passengers were sent to various hospitals for treatment of minor serious injuries. Questions have been raised about the bus condition and whether the driver was speeding. According to the Road and Traffic Management Corporation, video footage recorded by Sanral CCTV cameras is being analyzed. Investigators are identifying the other vehicle allegedly involved in the events leading up to the crash. Confusion about the number of fatalities bus crash threatens to undermine government's response to the tragedy. The Health Department's forensic unit reports 14 deaths, while the Road Traffic Management Corporation has revised its numbers from 16 down to 13. As these squabbles continue, those who survived are counting on their blessings. Now, on the last headline, taxi violence. Diale Tlabela, he said, "We will take back the routes if need be." His words said, "We will take away their permits if we must." That's the warning from Gauteng Transport MEC Kidiboni Diale Tlabela, as tension between two rival Soweto Taxi Association boil over once again. The Nansfield Dube West Association, Nanduwe, and Witwatersrand African Taxi Association, known as WATA, have been locked in a bitter feud over routes for 4 years, and there's still no end in sight. The latest flare-up follows a court ruling reinstating WATA's rights to the contestants' route. That's all for the news headline. Now, let's go to our sports news. On the football news, Sundowns go 18 points clear ahead of Orlando Pirates. Blockbuster Masandawana extended their league lead to 18 points, though Orlando Pirates in second place hold 4 games in hand. Sundowns outclassed Amazulu, pushing them to 7th place. Usutu relied on a counter-attack with goalkeeper Velimuthwa making key saves against Jaden Adams and Ihram Reyners to keep the score 0-0 at halftime. Coach Athazwane aims to revive Amazulu's form in their upcoming clash with TS Galaxy, while Sundowns prepare for their match against the Pirates on Sunday. On the other news, Motsepe is re-elected unopposed as CAF president. Prentice Motsepe has been re-elected as CAF president for another 4-year term. His confirmation took place at the CAF Extraordinary General Assembly in Cairo, attended by FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Motsepe, also the owner of Mamelodi Sundowns and a mining magnate, aims to build on the progress made since he assumed office in 2021. On the last headline, cricket news, Phehlukwayo grabs a 4-wicket to restricted Dolphins 228. Andile Phehlukwayo's season best 4-29 helped restrict the Dolphins to 228 for 8 in the CSA One-Day Cup qualifier at Kingsmead. The slow pitch made scoring difficult, with the Dolphins struggling early but recovering in the last 14 overs thanks to Hanu Vijern and Ethan Bosch's partnership. Prenenel Subrayan added late fireworks with 2 sixes. Phehlukwayo, supported by spinners Rudolf van der Merwe, Skalk Elgebrecht and Neil Brent, exploited the conditions skillfully. The Titans now face a challenge on this dry pitch, with the Dolphins relying on bowlers like Keshav Maharaj and Subrayan for a competitive defense. Now, going back to a game in Tuesday, the UEFA Champions League clash, Paris Saint-Germain advanced to the Champions League quarterfinals, beating Liverpool 4-1 on penalties after a 1-1 aggregate tie. Ousmane Dembele's goal forced extra time, while Gianluigi Donnarumma's key saves in the shootout secured victory. On another games of the UEFA Champions League, Bayern Munich crashed Bayer Leverkusen 5-0 over 2 legs, and Barcelona defeated Benfica 3-1 with Lamine Yamal and Rafinha steering Inter Milan's overcome Feyenoord 2-1, setting up a quarterfinal clash with Bayern. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more sports news updates and analysis throughout the show. Do not forget to share your thoughts on these matches with us on social media using hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Mweketi Maimani. Right now, let us get you prepped once again with your weather update. All right, Mzansi, let's keep you safe on those roads because we have our second traffic update. On the first one, we have a stationary vehicle in Sandton on N3 northbound after the ramp from Moederfontein Road R25. One of the 4 lanes is currently closed. Police and military presence on N1 northbound after the ramp from Malibongwe Drive R512. One of the 6 lanes is currently closed. We also have an accident on N12 westbound near the Rondebold road off ramp has caused 1 lane to close, leading to traffic backing up. So that's all for now. Let's get ready and let's go back to our epic show. Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show.
Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazbugo Shabalala.
My name is Mweketi Maimani.
My name is Musi Mist.
My name is Ketsueke Mnguni
On the Vooka
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Well, yeah, shopping blossom anyway. Yes.
Wow.
You wish it was you.
13 minutes till we hit 9 o'clock. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show, and that was your news, sports headlines recap. Stay tuned for more as we're going to be bringing you updated news and traffic just to keep you safe on the road. So, you know that the hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. I just need you to use it because you know that we always have an exciting morning show that we bring you lined up guests who are going to bring you, information that is informative that you can use in your everyday life. So on my socials, I have Hector Takalani once again. At Vooka Breakfast, I don't know if it's me, but the volume is low. Turn it up, please. It definitely will take that into consideration with my technical team to give you your best sound and you can hear everything we're going to bring you here. And then Razilani Richard, I can't wait for a Sundowns and Orlando Pirates match. I'm canceling every plan I had. Right, so if you are going to cancel every plan that you had, do make sure that you stay tuned because tomorrow we've got the sports blog. I'm going to give you all of the analytics that you have to know for preparing the game. What are the teams preparing right now to go in to the clash? It is going to be the Betway Premiership, where right now Sundowns currently they are leading Orlando Pirates with an 18-point gap. So it is going to be interesting what we're going to see with Sundowns. So right now, without wasting any time, you know that before the break, we were looking into what we have today in history and our word of the day. Please continue to use that word of the day. Word of the day for today is radiation. It's all about the strong feeling that you can express to the next person. So how can you use and how would you use radiation in your everyday life? So 11 minutes until we hit 9 o'clock. As we have promised you that if you are a tech enthusiast, this is the segment that we are going to be giving you right now with Mr. Banelimni, who've just joined me. So do make sure that you get that information and you use it to the best use that you can, because this information can be helpful for you because we live in a technologically advanced world. So it is very, very necessary to keep yourself equipped with the information that is being given in a tech business world. So I am excited and I can't wait to hear what do we have today because, yes, we are struggling, man, with our phones, with our devices that we use at home. Even a mere TV. Some people can't use a TV to save their own lives, a remote. So if you have any questions about technology devices, we have you right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. So what I'm going to do right now is to invite Mr. B in the conversation right here. We're going to be speaking about in the world of tech, what is happening, what has updated from the last week conversation we had. Mr. B, good morning, and how are you doing, sir?
Good morning, Mo. Good morning to the listeners. I can't hear myself. The mic is on.
Okay.
Yep.
Do this.
Hopefully, people at home can hear me, but that's okay. Just as long as the mic can pick me up, that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. A very good morning once again to you. And I just want to know, man, because last week we had a very interesting, discussion about what is happening in the world of tech, and what people should be looking out for. So what do we have today?
I come not bearing good news.
Okay.
Yeah, because something that will affect a lot of people around the world. It is the end of life for Windows 10. So most of us are familiar with Microsoft's operating system, and that's how most of us got to dabble and enter the tech world in terms of using computers and all of that. So, yeah, Windows 10 was a big operating system. I mean, it came after Windows 8, which was a tragic operating system because that was around the time when the iPad, the Android tablets came out, and then from Windows 7 wanted to introduce a touch-based operating system. So if people can remember Windows 8, it had these tiles, and it did not sit well with most people. I loved it, but I know most people didn't. So as a result, they then introduced Windows 10, which was a savior to the Windows operating system. And till today, most people are still using it. However, as most people know that currently there's Windows 11 that's out, the latest and greatest, and it's using AI features, and it's quite good. It's quite good. However, Windows 10 is coming to end of support this year in October, October the 14th. So after October the 14th, it doesn't mean that your laptop or computer that's running Windows 10 will come to a stop, but what will happen is that you will no longer be getting any updates. Yeah.
So, because a lot of people do not have the information about, updating. Every day our devices, we get a notification that you need to update. And then we know that we ignore because it's going to cause a lot of confusion. But Ash, how important it is, man, to, get deep into the detail of what an update needs in your operating system.
Yeah, 100%. So I know most of us, probably because of space, we tend to negate updates because it will require extra space on your phone or on your laptop, right? But the importance of having your devices updated means you will become secure in this digital age. And it has been anticipated that 2025, in terms of cybercrime, will increase into the trillions. So this is a worldwide thing, not only in South Africa, but we do experience a whole lot of cyber crimes where people's devices that are not updated, they are the ones that are falling prey or victim towards these scammers online. So the importance of having a software or an operating system that is up to date is absolutely paramount. Right, so this then talks to Windows 10. So after the 14th of October, it means that devices that are running Windows 10 will now stop receiving security updates or patches from Microsoft. And this then means that they will now be in the firing line of being scammed, of being hacked, and all of that. So yes, it's important for one to make sure that they constantly check for updates and install updates. In fact, whether it's a phone or a PC, there is an option to automatically do it. So I've been in the corporate space for quite some time where, you're at the office, you're making a presentation, and your laptop suddenly decides to restart and do an update in the middle of a presentation, right? Yeah. But things are much better right now where you can still have an automatic update, but you can tell the software to install during non-critical times, like maybe 2 a.m. in the morning and all of that. So it is important. But here's another kicker as well. ATMs use Windows, right? And they used a locked or a secure version of Windows. So if businesses want to continue making use of Windows 10, they would have to pay extra to Microsoft so that they can get an extended version of Windows 10, right? And this is important, and this is something that we are also experiencing right here in the studio, where imagine we run an update, and today everything worked okay, and then tomorrow the update breaks one of the components that we use. It means that we have to first troubleshoot, and the flow may be disrupted. So your big companies, your banks, they do not want to run updates before they get to test the software out. But Windows 11 has been out for a couple of years now, so they are now finally jumping ship to Windows 11 because it is now tested and tried, and they know that this operating system is stable. Yes, it's more secure, but it is stable. So as much as I'm talking about updates, there's also more bad news I have, unfortunately, Mo, because not everyone can go to Windows 11.
Yeah, because it's something that I wanted to ask in terms of the devices that we use.
Yeah.
I use i3, use i5. Can I then update and have Windows 11 in my device?
Yeah, so there's a couple of caveats right here, and they are there is a criteria in order for you to update. So first of all, the laptop or computer that you're running has to have a certain chip built into the CPU. If that chip is not there, you will not be able to get to Windows 11. And the chip that I'm referring to is called a TPM chip. And that TPM stands for Trusted Platform Module. So it has to be the second version. So there is TPM in the older CPUs, but the latest one is a TPM 2.0. So this allows encryption to happen on the CPU, because in the past, encryption used to happen where it was outside the CPU. So these hackers would find a way to intercept the keys as and when they travel to that trusted platform module. So now it's inside the CPU, and it makes it very difficult for scammers to intercept the keys and all of that. So if your laptop does not have a trusted platform module TPM 2.0 chip, then you will not be able to get Windows 11. Now, this then brings me to the next segment, because I understand this is business, right? And the first time I saw this, I got to see that, look, I get it. They want to sell more devices. The truth is, one can still upgrade to Windows 11, but then they somehow came up with the criteria to say, if you don't have this chip. And it makes sense, because the chip is inside the CPU, so it makes it harder to intercept. But they just want to sell more devices, right? But in the name of security, again, it still makes sense, but it leads to the question that they want to sell more devices and they want to render the older ones obsolete so that they can sell more devices. So you will see that after October the 14th, 2026, there will be an increase of devices that are being bought, because if you do not have Windows 11, you are in danger and you could be a victim of cybercrime. Yeah.
So I think it's very important for people to, keep updated with the latest Windows, because people have been asking themselves that, introducing these new chips, are they making things more complicated, or it's more about the business? Because for someone, they just want to use the PC, just to text things, do their work on the PC. But now, when you have things like, okay, you need to have a TMS, you need to have, a lot of things TPM, and now you have announced that October 2026, a lot of people, the market will be full of people buying these devices. But now, if a new chip is introduced, does it affect the market for the consumers in terms of price, or, they make things more efficient or more affordable?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. And I've always said that people should buy based on what is available now, not the promise. And in terms of the lifespan of a CPU or a typical laptop that comes out today, this laptop should go maybe plus 10 years or so, because the shelf life or the life of a laptop versus a phone, they are very different. But the gap is starting to narrow down a little bit, because your same smartphone, and I'm talking about the major ones, Samsung and Apple, you can use the same device for up to 7 years, right? I know with Apple you can, and with Samsung it's about 4 to 5 years. So in terms of your the duration at which you will have your device, it is starting to increase on the smartphones. But with laptops and computers, typically it's been way longer than that. You'll find people that still have, or that are still running Windows XP, and they'll tell you that, look, I'm able to open the browser, I'm able to log on to certain websites, so I am okay. But unknowing to them, they are in a position where they could easily be hacked, right? So it's true that with your chips, it's about keeping abreast with the latest technologies, but again, cost is a major thing, because when buying a phone compared to a laptop, it's price-wise, it's not the same, right? And I'm not talking flagships like your iPhones, because iPhone cost as much as a laptop.
True,
right?
True.
Okay, but in terms of keeping a device longer, you'll find that laptops tend to last longer. So my take is that if one buys a modern laptop, it should last them more, give or take more than 10 years. But technology is evolving at a rapid pace, and nowadays there's AI, and the latest chips make use of these latest processors, the NPU, which help calculate and accelerate AI workloads, right? So if you want to, remove backgrounds from your pictures, or you want to have AI run locally on your machine, these are the latest laptops that are available. So if you buy the latest one, you could go up to 10 years before you start upgrading as well. Yeah.
All right, I have a question right here from YouTube. Dumza6, he's saying, I was running on an i3 2100 CPU for my little bro's PC. I tried upgrading them to Windows 11, but I couldn't due to hardware incompatibility.
Yep.
My question is, can I get an i5 or i7 that can run on an 1151 chipset?
Yeah, so judging from that, the first numbers will tell you the generation of the CPU. So if it starts with the number 2, it's a second generation. If it starts with the number 1, 3, or whatever, it tells you the number of generations. And if you ask me right now, in terms of Intel's architecture, they are sitting on the 15th generation. So if you're still on the second one, it means your chip is more than 12 or 13 years behind, right? It still works. It's okay. And if you're running Windows 10, you're okay for now. But come October the 14th, Microsoft will stop supporting giving security updates to Windows 10. So when I did my research online, the only plausible solution here is that people need to start budgeting. Again, it comes back to what I said about they actually want to sell more devices.
Yeah.
That's the intent, right? So yeah, they need to start budgeting. However, and this is, I'll probably start with the disclaimer that they should not do this. There's other ways to force boot Windows 11, but then it won't be supported. There'll probably be more issues than you sticking with Windows 10. So there are people that on the internet have found a way to load Windows 11 on hardware that is not compatible, but there's problems. There's problems. So the other solution, right? The other solution, which does require a little bit of research and taking time to do it, is to take your Windows 10 or machines that can't go to Windows 11, and you've got two options. You can either load Linux, because Linux will still run, and the problem with Linux is that most people don't use it, and they feel like it is dinosaur software where but I mean, for anyone who's a tech enthusiast, this is what they do. They convert an old PC into a server. So there's plenty of softwares out there like Plex, where you can take an old PC, load Linux and run Plex, and then you can store movies, and then rather than having to go to the internet to watch movies, that server can be available for the entire household. So anyone that's connected to the same network can access the music, the photos, the movies that are running on the Plex server. And Plex, as mentioned, it comes at no cost, and you can even load it on your smartphone, your smart TV. So you can take your old PC and turn it into a server, right, to store information. So there's quite a lot that you can do. So you can either run Linux and still use your PC, or you can convert it into a server that allows you to store information, and you can use it even, say for example, you don't want to pay for Google Drive storage. You can connect it to the internet and you can store photos on that server. Yeah, so there's those are the two options. Maybe the third one is you can start budgeting.
But a question that rises for most of the people, especially who are consumers,
Yep.
They will ask that does a brand matter, of a device that you're buying? Do you need to go through, or does the brand offer different things, including what you have been mentioning, according to the performance of the PC. So does it matter if, you're buying this brand, you're not buying this one, and which brand to buy?
I feel like that's a trick question because yes and no at the same time. The brand does matter because in terms of support, if you were to go with one of the known brands, you know that they are not a fly-by-night. So if you're looking at getting support, if your device is either malfunctioning, damaged, or you need to get repairs, that there are probably third-party repairs out there that are available to assist if your device is damaged. But if you were to go with a newer brand, then the confidence of knowing if whether or not you will receive support is minimal, right? So it matters in that sense. But if we were to talk performance, then in that case, this is where it really does not matter because they all buy the same components from the same manufacturers. We call them your original, your OEMs, original equipment manufacturers. So a Dell, a Asus, a Lenovo, they will buy an Intel chip. All of them buy from Intel or AMD. And then they also buy the same motherboards from the same manufacturers. So essentially what they do is they design the laptop in terms of the chassis, but the internal components, they come from the same vendors. And then you also get your ODMs, your original device manufacturers. They are the ones that create generic laptops where if Mo wants to create a laptop, you can and call it Mo's Lap, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing you will do is just change the outside. But then the ODM would have created everything for you. And that's a quick way for you to enter the market. Now, the question is, if you buy from Mo's Laptop, right, and you just a one-person shop, do I have the confidence that you will give me the support? Chances are it's minimal. But if I go with a trusted brand, then there's documentation online. There are third-party repair centers. There's just quite a lot in terms of supporting the entire chain of getting a laptop, supporting the laptop, and then also maybe even disposing the laptop. And you would have seen nowadays that with your bigger manufacturers, they also have these programs in place where they'll tell you that we use ocean recycled plastic, that they are now conscious about the, what do you call this? The word is escaping me. Conscious about nature. And hence they are recycling materials, and they've got a program in place where they can take back old laptops and then recycle them. So hence you would want to go with that. But I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. You make the choice yourself. But then these are I would say the facts that newer devices, I don't think there's much support there. But with your older ones, there's a high chance that you'll get support. And even if you need to replace parts, it's much easier.
Yeah. Definitely. I think it's so much to process, and whoever's watching at home, feel free to post and write down your comments right there, your questions, right there on the comment section. But now, before I let you go, talk to me, because Tumza said, I guess budgeting will be the way to go. but we know that the question always comes, okay, for a startup, how much should I have to get a proper PC that will last me?
My advice, right, is if you're looking for a power laptop, I think the best way is to go with refurbished. I know that in the corporate space, your CEOs and your directors, they get refreshed laptops almost every second year. So they tend to refresh these older ones where they remove the hard drive and maybe sell it to a third-party seller and all of that. So they take these laptops and they refurbish them so that you can buy them, right? And the best one to buy is definitely a business laptop. So, for example, with Lenovo, they've got the ThinkPad series. Dell also has the Latitudes and all of that. So these refurbished ones are at a much lower price, But then in terms of hardware, these things are built to last, right? So rather than going brand new, take a look at refurbished laptops, and there's a lot of places where you can find them, but you have to be careful. There's places on Facebook Marketplace. There's these other pawn shops that are selling these laptops. But I would say if I was looking for a laptop as a business person, I would rather go with refurbished, because these, especially business refurbished, don't go for a personal laptop that has been refurbished. Business laptops, refurbished, those are the ones that are better, because in terms of swapping components, you can add RAM, you can add an additional hard drive, but your personal laptops, they are built to allow you to come back and buy another laptop.
Yeah.
That's how they are built.
Yeah.
But with business laptops, these ones can run for years. Yeah.
Definitely, man. Mr. B, thank you so much for that information. And I hope for the people who are watching at home, it was more informative and you can engage with us throughout. I'm hoping to see you next week with another update on what is happening right here on the tech world. For you to get informed and equip yourself with information of technology, this is the segment that we have each and every Thursday right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. So what I'm going to do right now, as promised, our guest is here, Prophet Daphne Mnguni is going to be joining us after a break, so stay tuned for more. So what you're gonna do is just prepare yourself a cup of coffee and get ready for a very beautiful, nice conversation we're gonna have right here with Daphne Mnguni. So let us take a short break. All right, 16 minutes past 9. It is the time. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moiketi Maimane. And before the break, we had Mr. B with Your Tech World. I hope you got that information and you're going to run away with it. And obviously, it's going to be helpful, guys. By the way, if you're still running on Windows 10, it is bad news for you, my friend. Because next year, 2026, on October, it's going to be depleted. It's not going to function as normal as like you can't upgrade to Windows 11. So get yourself equipped. Let's get those devices going, man, because we know that in the technology world, everything is changing, and it's changing for the good and the better of us understanding what is happening in the tech space. So what I'm going to do right now is to give you a recap of what we have been doing in the show. And I have my guest right here. So prepare your questions because you're going to be in a conversation with her shortly in a few seconds. So if you missed what we did on the show, I started with your news headlines, sports headlines, and we headed over to a topical discussion, which was the budget speech that was given by Enoch Godongwana yesterday. So most of the highlights were given and the key factors of how our economy is going to be driven through inclination in the next coming years, and how the money it is going to be allocated so that everything works for the citizens of South Africa. And then we had your Today in History, significant memories that took place on this day. So what was significant for you? And then we also had our word of the day, which is still radiation. What are you radiating at this moment? Because I definitely feel like a lot of people need that radiating energy, to get their energies up. Because my energies are definitely getting up, because Thursdays are always for spiritual alignment. And Tembimni, rise and shine. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as I promised you, my guest is here, and I can't wait to get into the conversation with her. And what I need you to do, guys, is to listen attentively and post your questions on the comment section. So without wasting any time, Miss Daphne Mnguni is right here with me, and I am going to introduce her and let her introduce herself. Good morning, Miss Daphne, and how are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
I am very good. I'm excited to see you here, and it is a very beautiful morning. Thursdays, we actually theme them as spiritual alignment. Okay. So we are aligning ourselves, with what is happening just spiritually. A lot of people, especially here in the township, they've seen Bomme Bamorapelo, going to church. So they have themed this day as a spiritual day. So we've decided to run away with it and bring it to the people, right? Onto, bringing up people in different areas and different aspects of spiritual lives. So what I want you to do right now is to introduce yourself. Who is Daphne? Where is she from? What does she do?
Okay. So I am Daphne Mnguni. I go by Ugogo because ngumthandazi, right? So I'm a prophetess in English. I stay in Cosmo City, and I have been a healer this is actually my 4th year. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. That was a very nice intro, but getting deep into a conversation, I know people have a misconception, about prophets, Sangoma, doctor and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I just want to ask you this question. What inspired you to become a prophetess?
Okay, so you don't get inspired to be one, right? So remember, this is a calling.
Yeah.
It's not a job that I went to interview for. Yeah. So I was called, and I did try to run away. I won't lie, because I was just, based on the misconceptions, yes, I was like, manje, itu, mina, spiga, beads. I was like, no, that's not my life. That can't be me. I'm too young for this. Yeah. So I started having dreams. I think I was in primary school. That's how far I can remember having dreams that would happen in the following day or in a week or so. And I'd be like, no, but I saw this, or I dreamed of this. So years later, I'm 29. Now I start having these vivid dreams, and I have these extreme painful headaches that then forced me to go and consult and find out, why do I suffer from headaches like this? And then I found out that I have a gift, and my gift is ukuthandaza. So me being umthandazi means ngisebenza ngamanzi and niwash, right? And also another misconception is that because ngumthandazi, I do have beads.
Yeah.
I do have a mabai. So people be like, but I was sangoma. Why do you have those? So I have both gifts. I have a gift yokuba umthandazi is thunywa, and then I have a gift yobungoma, of which that one, fortunately for me, I'd say my guides did not push me to go into Aswin. Right, so they were like, no, just wait with this. We'll just handle you. So when I dream of the beads, I just get the beads and I wear them. Yeah. So angibahambili phambili. I wait for my guides to guide me on what to do with regards to Iside Lobungoma. Right, and another misconception is that people that aren't healers, ordinary, I'd like to say normal people, because I believe you are just not normal guys. Like, let's tell the truth. Yeah. So people think that they can tell you how to live your life. So, hi umthandazi, why are you wearing a short dress? Umthandazi, how can't nani nifaka ama short? Or umthandazi uphuza utshwala? Or like, they just want to tell you how to behave. Like, now you are in a box of sokumele uhlale endlini, you need to be,
Fumbati.
How mfethu, like, it's as if you never existed, but you're a human being. I am Daphne in as much as I am Ugogo. So you get to have the best of both with me. So you'd find me in a park, and I'm with other people. I want to laugh. I don't want to be in Dumbini all the time, consulting and stuff. Of course, that's who I am, but there's also the normal side of life. Yeah.
So having a calling and vivid dreams, ne? So what I want to know from you is that how did you get to know that you are called for this? Because a lot of people can be going through what you are going through.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you find out? And for someone who has these same dreams, vivid dreams, what should they do in order for them to discover if it is a calling?
Mm-hmm. So obviously you'd have to consult. Right, you have to. It's up to you whether you go to umthandazi or you'd go to Isangoma, right? But I'd say dreams that you pay attention to is dreaming of water, dreaming of going back to school, dreaming of snakes, dreaming of beads. Those are dreams that will just kind of direct you in the line of maybe there is something special about me, right? I'm not saying when you dream of beads, I go to the store and buy them. No, I did not say that, guys. So consulting will be the foundation of everything. Consult, find out how your gift is, because I'm a gift ahlukile, right? My gift could be, like I said, umthandazi. So mina ngaphakamisa isithunywa. And then your gift, maybe the foundation will be, no, you have to go ephehlweni. You understand? Or your gift will be just, you're just a dreamer, just like John in the Bible. You just wear pupela, and that's just your dream. I mean, that's just your gift. So I definitely say, please do consult. And when you consult, you must relate to the person that is consulting you. Don't be quick to just take what every healer says to you. Right?
Yeah, so I have questions from people who are watching at home. And guys, please do make sure that you keep your questions coming right here. We have a prophetess, Daphne Mnguni, who is going to be sharing much about her spiritual journey. So, Itumeleng Diale here on YouTube. How can one get in tune with their guides?
First and foremost, I'll definitely say, from my point of view, guys, prayer is important, right? Be it you thandaza endlini or you go to church, but aligning, especially with this thunywa, your alignment is prayer. You need to be at peace. That's why they will distance you from everyone, because they want you alone, so you are able to listen. So you being still, even if it's for an hour a day, just be still and pray and just try and listen to them, because they do talk to you. It's not only female intuition. We all have intuition. And that intuition is your guide talking to you.
Yeah. And then thank you for that. I hope, Stumza, you are answered right there. Give me a thumbs up if you are answered. And if you need more clarification, do make sure that you come back and tell me that more. I didn't understand. I need more clarification from a prophetess. So another question is, does your dating life change? If yes, how does it change?
Oh, God, Jesus. It does. It does change. Oh God. Terribly so. I think I speak for all the healers' eyes. Yeah, color, face. Yeah, It's not easy. Like remember what I said. I would classify myself as not a normal person because the voices in my head, the things that I see. So imagine if I date a person that's not gifted like me. A person who I know 6 million you call it. When you're still enjoying your sleep. So it tends to bring that that tension because sometimes meluzile food. You can't have understand you we can't exchange those things in Betini for maybe a month. And I don't think a normal guy would understand that. So dating life is extremely hard. Even if you are a healer, because so we have, for example, I've got 10 guides and you have 10 guides. So all these spirits need to coexist together. And it becomes a challenge at times. It also, a challenge is also when, with me being a female, and then my guides that are in the front, I'm a kehla. Right. So that means me ngizibona ngiyindoda. Right. So I'll act like one. And now we're indoda. So uzongithuma nami ngikuthuma.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
Because now it's not me, it's just lo mkhulu that is present that day that says I know. And I'm trying to you see?
Yeah, okay.
So it becomes difficult, but you manage, You manage. You work around
so in terms of the misconception, there are these spiritual leaders that we follow on social media and they're always trending. So I don't know if you know Gogos Koteni.
I do.
So Gogos Koteni said it was like a indoda.
Yes.
And then I think it was a man or a woman, I'm not sure, but she said it was like a need a second husband. Is that possible?
I do not want to speak on this. I don't know. That was on her, and we all have different guides. Fine. It's not, how can I say it? We're not all in one box. But it's not one crayon for everyone. So what they give or what they instructed her to do, that's on her. So I don't know. Angvumi, Angfagazi, I don't know.
All right, take it granted. What's your take on Western medicine? Because especially a lot of us are waking up, if I'm having dreams. I feel like I need to take antibiotics. I need to take, prescribed medicine. So what is your take on the Western medicine that a lot of people are consuming?
Well, I think, so from a spiritual point, right, what makes a person end up consulting is because they exhaust these options of the Western side, right? And you can say, no, but like for me, I'll speak about me. I suffered from headaches from a very, very early age. I was in primary school. And I went to doctors all the time. Panado, I think it was pink, it was green. So I've been drinking Western medication for years to a point where I was referred to the headache clinic and I was like, no, but why? Why is it, can't you just give me one tablet and the headache just stops? So that also then led me, not that I was saying I was disregarding the Western side, no. I just felt that for me it's not working. So I don't see it as a problem, but for me at some point it did not work. But also as a healer, there are times where I do go to the doctor. So yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with Western medication. It works when it works. That's it,
Definitely. So I just want to, go back, man, with the dreams.
Okay.
So if I am maybe dreaming of water or snakes, does it have to be a thing that is happening frequently? Or if I dream of a snake once, should I go consult?
No.
So how should it happen then?
It should be a recurring thing. Remember, for something to start being alarming, that means it's recurring. So that's when you start asking yourself questions. Why am I dreaming of this all the time? And you say, no, I'm dreaming of a snake, but it's not biting me. It's just sitting there with me. And ordinarily, right now, what's the first thing we're going to do? We're going to thank you.
Yeah.
So even in your dream, remember your subconscious is still present. You in as much as you're sleeping, you are awake. That's how you can wake up in the morning and say, this snake was literally here. I felt it was here, but it did not do anything to me. So if that starts bothering you, like it's something that's happening very frequently, and now also with the headaches, as I mentioned, the headaches start getting very, very severe, heavy shoulders. You're dreaming of water. You're dreaming of going back to school. So with Vele, you do want to go back to school in the physical, right? So I'm not saying now when you're dreaming back to school, of going back to school, that's also, it's only related to the spiritual side. But I'm just also, it happens. It's there. Yes.
So, I just want you to tell me more about healing using water. So, because I once read that water has memory.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
If yes, please do unpack it for us to understand that.
Okay. So there's so much life in water. There's so much life in water that I can just, a 2 liter, and just put water in it. And I can just pray for it, and you're sick. And you drink the water, and you start feeling better. So there's so much power in the water. There's peace. And as much as people say there's memory, when you go to a different water, you'll feel like this is home. It's just peaceful. You just want to sit there. Even if you were cleansing, after you cleanse, you find, I've seen patients, they don't want to leave. They just ask, Gogo, can I just sit here for 2 minutes? There's just something, it's like I'm at home. There's something here that is just, that's talking to me, that's aligning with me, that's just giving me hope. Like I really feel like me, the person that came here and the person that's leaving, Amanzi, it's 2 different people.
Yeah, interesting, because I see there are a lot of questions right there on YouTube. What I'm going to do is just to continue the conversation, and we will get back to those. But right now, let me just go to this one here, saying, it's good to see you, Gogo, Daphne. I've been waiting for this day. Dreams are important.
Thank you.
And then there is Velam Guni at Daphne, amen.
Hallelujah.
And then Razilane, I don't have much dreams about beads, but I dream a lot about going back to school. Okay. So should I also consult?
Like I said, if it's a recurring, like, hence I said the intuition, you don't, like there's something that will talk to you.
Yeah.
I'll give you just an amazing example of me, how I found my spiritual father. I saw him. I did not know him. But when I saw him on TV, I related to him. Something in me just said, that one's going to help you. Yeah. So it's the same with your dreams. And then you just feel with, no man, I've been having this dream for a while.
Yeah.
Like, no, I need to find out.
Yeah.
So that would be my best advice. If you keep on dreaming of going back to school and it's starting to be an everyday thing, just go and consult and just find out. And then you'll know what to do after that. If it's nothing, I can go back to your normal life. But if it's that you need to take further steps, then you will do that.
Definitely. I hope, Razilani, you are answered right there. And please keep those questions coming, because Gogo Daphne will be with us for some minutes. So what I want you to do is to use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show to ask the question. So Gogo, what role do you believe faith plays in one's life?
A huge one. A huge one, because okay, some people say, no, I don't relate to the Bible, but the Bible does say, so in everything that you do, if you believe, faith is believing. So if you believe with, I'm late, I woke up late for work, but no, I'll be there on time. And miraculously, for lack of a better word, you are there on time. So everything you do, if you believe in it, it will give you results. If you don't believe in yourself, how am I supposed to believe in you?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to help you if you don't want to help yourself? So faith goes a long way. Just believe in everything you do. Believe in yourself. Trust your instincts. Trust your guides. Trust your ancestors. Trust in Ngilusi, and just always have faith.
Yeah. And speaking of Ingilus Lako, man, I mean, what advice would you give to someone who is struggling, to get that direction, man, and who is struggling to connect, especially with God and the spiritual guide that they get.
Okay.
What advice would you give them?
So if you're struggling, okay, let's say you already know Guti you have is Tunya and you're struggling to connect. So my best advice is Otoli Sondo. I mean, most of us at the beginning, you do dream of a church. They do give you a church. So whatever church you'll pupayo, look for it. You don't have to commit yourself to every Sunday, but just visit.
Yeah.
You know, just start. You start. Don't put pressure on yourself. Just start somewhere.
Yeah.
Visit church maybe once a month. Just visit church, but try every day. I know it's hard because things are bad out here, but try and pray. Just pray every day. You don't even if just pray on your own.
Yeah.
You know, go to the water. Or go to the mountain. Yes, go to the mountain and pray. Like being at peace means being still. When you're still, you're able to focus. When you're focusing, you're aligned. And even with your dreams, you are able to. Now, they're able to visit you because your mind is at peace. Now, if your mind is like this, it's hard for them to come because abantu abafuna ukuthula. So they want to come and they talk to you and they leave. So now if when usacabanga umjolo outside, you know, you're still thinking, but I don't want to be a healer. I don't want this gift. So because you are in a whirlwind, you're just upside down. Kubanzima for them to also come to you. But they do want to connect to you. They wouldn't give you a gift and then just leave you hanging like that. Yeah.
Interesting conversation that we are having right here with Gogo Daphne Mguno. I see your comments, guys. Please do make sure keep them coming. Your questions, keep them coming because she is here to have a conversation and engage with us right here. Anything that you want to know regarding spiritual activities, we have you because our guest is right here in the studio. So what I want to do right now is let's just grab a cup of coffee, take a break, and just be in peace with yourself because this conversation really needs you to pay attention to the things that are being said right here. So let's take a short break, and then when we come back, the conversation is going to continue.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Center. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi Mest. I'm out here with the one and only Maximum Temperature. I'm working my man. TC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Banele Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Boogie, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, one of our do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information. So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, or from school,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes,
I'm gonna give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
20 minutes till we hit 10 o'clock. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moketi Maimane, and this is the Spiritual Alignment segment. Joining me right here in studio is Gogo Daphne Mguni, who is a prophetess. As I mentioned before the break, that post and tell us, post your questions on YouTube using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Do not worry. Write down that question. We are going to read it, and Gogo right here is going to answer you the way that you need to be answered. So, Gogo, I have another question, right? So, are there any African books that speak to this and that you would recommend?
Okay, that one caught me off guard. I'm not much of a reader, guys. I won't lie. Honest to God, I'm not much of a reader.
Yeah.
So, no.
So the second question I would ask is, do you document your practices?
I used to document my dreams because at some point they were a lot. So, yeah, they were a lot. So I'd forget. So immediately, if I wake up at like 2 a.m., I'd just quickly just jot it down. Then I go back to sleep. Then I'm up at like 4 a.m. Then I just jot it down. So what I really, really do, write down my dreams. And I recommend that with my patients as well, to just write down your dreams.
Yeah.
Or also just document your journey so that you see how far you've come from the beginning till, because now it's a journey, so it does not end. So we could have 3 books, 10 books, 5 journals, but just write it down. That's also part of healing, I'd also say, because when you write it down, as healers or as gifted people, one thing that I know we struggle with is having someone to talk to. That's a struggle. And you also find that when a person comes to consult, that person just doesn't want you to mhlole. They just want to talk. That's all they want. They just want to tell you how challenging it is being a healer, how challenging it is having to find out that you're gifted, and then, hey, now in things are not going well. And because now being gifted at the beginning, they really make your life upside down. I won't lie. So now all we just need at some point is just someone to talk to.
Yeah.
So when you write it down, yes, you're talking to yourself, but just write it down. It's a part. It's you venting, so it really helps. Yeah.
So there's you writing down your dreams, ne?
Yeah.
And you receiving the message.
Yeah.
So how do you distinguish the difference between the voice of your own thoughts and the voice of, from a spiritual guidance?
Okay. So the first thing I'd do in the morning is obviously ngizongena endombeni yami ngizokhanyisa, and then ngizoyiphahlisa lelo phupho lelo. Whatever I dreamed, if I don't understand it, I would pray about it. It's okay, guys. Bantu abadala, I acknowledge the dream that I received. Can I please get more clarity as to what it is I'm supposed to do? Because a lot of times dreams are indirect, very indirect.
True. And can be confusing most
very
of the time.
Confusing, yes. So now if they give you that assignment of having to dissect it, you do this until you get to the actual point that they want you to get. So I'll just pray about it and wait for further guidance. So don't always just react to everything.
Okay. For a normal person, what should they do? Maybe they just woke up from this dream and they're just feeling illusional with what they have dreamt. Do they have to pray, drink water, relax, or see someone?
Just relax. Remember, as I said, it's not just female intuition. And okay, people have the notion, it means now it's that sacred thing. We all have that. We all have spiritual guides. We all have, like I said, ingilos, right? So you'd sit there. You can literally sit on your own with that glass of water, and literally there'll be a voice in your head or a thought in your chest that is telling you what your dream means. And you'll be shocked, like, Kanti, who am I talking to? But it's just like you asked and someone is answering. Yeah.
Definitely. And then going back to the chat, Idumeleng Diale, how would you describe the difference between amadlozi, abapansi, and spiritual guides?
Okay. It's very simple. As she said, abapansi. That's why you'd find when people are on their knees, they ground you. You are on the floor. Amadlozi, abantu bapansi. And then with Istunya, even with your dreams, you'll always dream of yourself flying, because Istunya is phezulu, right? So you are aligned with something that is above. And then Idlozi, ubala, right? So it's also different because you can see already. Umuntu othandazayo nomuntu ohlola ngamathambo. Right? Yes.
All right, Stumza, I hope you are answered right there. And then another question from Rifula Rasekhanso. I've been dreaming of lions watching over me.
Oh, that's nice.
Is it a bad or a good thing?
That's an amazing dream.
Really?
Yes.
They don't want to eat you.
No. Why are they not?
Lions are not enemies.
No.
As in, like we know that a lion is man, it hunts that thing.
Yeah,
it
that's
wants
the thing.
meat.
Human beings think animals are just beasts. No, but remember that's like it's like your totem.
Yeah.
Right. So when you dream of a lion, it's like Idlozi lakho or your guide coming in that form. Hence, I said even with the snake, it could just be sitting. So if the lion is watching over you, it's that they are watching over you. That's why I'm saying that's just a beautiful dream. Yeah.
All right. Fifi, now I thought we were being attacked, but unfortunately, it is a good thing for you, right?
Yes, it is.
Hector Takalani, how can one connect with my ancestors, and how do one know which side is strong?
Okay, so that also goes back to consulting. That's where you find out which of your guides is the foundation. Is it Istunywa or Uqala Ephehlweni? And then you then find out that's where you find people with names. Mina ngugogo, so and so, you know. So when you go and you consult, you find that, because when you're still young, so now even when messages come through, you think, what am I thinking? So when you consult, you have that person that is basically, what's the word?
A therapist.
Not a therapist, but umlamleli, a person that will just is there to help you.
Yeah.
You know, it's no, you do this. Oh, this is what I'm getting, and then you also relate. So for you to find that out, you just have to consult.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hope you are answered right there. So, Gogo, you mentioned that some people just want to talk, and you play a role of a therapist by just listening. So, can such things and consulting be done online, like on a Zoom or WhatsApp video call?
Yes, I actually do that. I do have online consultations, and then I've got face-to-face consultations. So they do.
What's the difference with me coming there and, and me being on a call with you?
There's not much of a difference, but sometimes also remember it's when I'm looking at you face to face, it becomes simpler for us to talk than on a phone. And then at some point, breaker, I didn't hear you, you didn't hear me, and then your phone cuts off, or electricity goes, the Wi-Fi goes off. Now the call is disconnected. So it'll be preferably for a person to go in, but sometimes people are far, so they can't. So we'll just do an online, and there's no much of a difference. So because I do both. Yeah.
So lately, I don't know if you're a TikTok person, but I don't know if it's true, but we have people going on TikTok by the live, and they consult you on a TikTok. They tell you, when you need to go for an interview. Is that true?
Is what true?
Okay, is it? I just want to understand, whatever that they're doing, is it legit? Someone can consult over a TikTok with so many people watching, comments, the gifts are being sent.
Wants me to get arrested now. I'm piece of wash. Like I said, it's your guides. Like you do what your guides as fun. Because you'd find someone, for example, there are healers that don't do online consultation. So each to its own.
Yeah, because it speaks to the misconception and the misleading we get.
Yes, because that person is getting help. What coins?
Yeah, rose.
Rose. Rose, a consultant. And then you relate to what they're telling you, and it helps you. Because I don't think that if it wasn't working, they would still be doing it. So that's their way of helping to those that can't physically come see them. Yeah.
Have you ever experienced someone who came to you and told you that they have been misled? Or can you see someone who have been misled?
Yeah.
And what is the impact on that person?
That's yeah, I have had someone that came in, a number of people. I would say, I went to such a place and being a consultant, and that person literally just told me something in me just didn't.
I
didn't relate. I did not relate. Yabo. Or you'd find someone, yeah, as a child, you need to start doing this, And then, but when you start doing it, then something pulls you back midway. It's no, but we didn't tell you to do this. And then automatically something in you just says, stop going there. But something in you still says, but I'm still looking for that answer. There's something like, there's something I need to know and someone is not telling me. And then you'd find yourself consulting, so 5, but you're not getting that answer. They'll tell you this and they'll tell you that because we're all going through problems. So no, but Gogo, no, if you do this, you do that, right. I want Ntoza to be right. So I will listen to you because when there's now a hierarchy, when you see things that I don't see. So I trust you. So it's okay, me. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do whatever it is that we're supposed to do. And then Mpiloyami does not change. It just gets worse and worse and worse.
Interesting. So have you ever not had an answer or a solution for someone who has came for consultation?
No.
You've never?
No.
There's always an answer.
Not that there's always an answer, but now that kind of grows you spiritually. It's okay, now this person needs my help. Remember, I am a healer. So my purpose is to heal. My purpose is to help you. And so it's either I will just take a 10-minute break and talk to my guide. Like, don't back out on me now. Like, we need to help this person. Tell me. And another thing with people, thinking I 10 years, next week, say go right. And it doesn't work like that. We take it one step at a time. I'm sure you've been with it for so many years. So just be patient and then see and then now you should see results. You should every time you go back, you come back with I just came to Nyenzi review just to tell you, Gogo, after that day, see Manzini, this and this happened. Or, no, I actually got an interview, so I came to tell you that it's on a Thursday. So when Gogo said everything goes well.
So Gogo, before we conclude, let's clear some rumors here.
All right.
The misconceptions, right? In terms of the distinctions of you being a prophet and being Udefni on the street, what is it that you want to clear and let people know, Guti? No, guys, if you see me doing this, it doesn't mean I am disrespecting the gift that I've been given. Right? So what is the misconception you want to clear, just to become more emphasized on it?
I'm human, guys. Like when you see me in mall or you see me walking or you see me in I'm a human being. It doesn't take away the fact of it doesn't give you also the right to come into my practice and say, Mara when I saw you the other day, like I've got family, I've got relatives, I've got parents. So I could be out with my brothers. So I'm not supposed to go to Shisanyama.
Tavern?
No.
So there are places that you just prohibit yourself personally and
also spiritually, because now
crowded places.
I can force myself, but like I said, the heavy shoulders will start. Now the voices in my head now I'm seeing everything that everyone's got going on. So sometimes
it just becomes too much.
It becomes too much. So you can say, I know, but once in a while I can do it. But it gets to you. It does get to you.
Okay, Gogo, one last question. And I don't know if you're willing to answer, but please try. Please try.
Questions, guys.
Like, how do you distinguish or see Hore someone is a fake prophet? Like, we just need things that, we can be able to notice so that someone will just come and say, well, now you need to buy your mother a cow. The next thing we go waste money there. We take loans for those cows.
Cows are expensive.
And people get in debt.
Like I said, relate. Umoya wako needs to relate. So when I'm speaking to you, you have to say, okay, but there's things that Coco is saying, okay, no, yeah, oh, this has happened, or I've had this feeling, or I have dreamed of the lions as you're telling me. You relate. Like, umoya wako will never fail you. That goes back to also your question of faith.
Yeah.
Because if you believe in yourself and you know, it's okay, yes, I am gifted, but I'm not really there yet to guide myself on my own. But if I'm talking to someone, I'm able to also distinguish with, here, no, this one is not the one. And you don't be disrespectful. It's okay. And then you just exit nicely. And then you, on your way home, you'll talk to yourself. I know, but no, I don't relate. Like, with no disrespect. And remember, every healer has his own nation. Muntu nomlaphi wakhe. So I can come to you and you help me. And then I send my brother to you, and then you don't help my brother. Why? Because unomuntu wakhe okumele ukuthi amlaphe. So that's also another thing that people need to just take into consideration. Yeah.
Yo, do you know? It's been a long time since I've been waiting for this answer to be answered.
Really?
For this question to be answered, yes, because you would ask them, obviously when you see them on TikTok, it's like, how do you notice a fake? It's like, no, I don't want to get into trouble. I don't want to, so it raises a lot of questions because we know that we need this kind of information, so that we can be informative, so that I can just not run up to a random stranger and tell me that I need to go ephehlweni. I come back wearing beats manje for no reason. So thank you so much for answering that. And then Hector Takalani, what could be a cause that one doesn't remember the dreams he or she had?
It's you could have spiritual blockage. Even the house you're staying in, that's why they'll be literally stealing your dreams. So it will sound like a Harry Potter movie, but it happens. They steal your dreams. So you just have to just clear that blockage, As we speak of TikTok, you do see certain instructions on, do this and do this to clear the spiritual blockage.
All right, so in conclusion, tell us more about the consultation. Where do they find you, in person or online?
Okay, so in person, I stay in Cosmo City, so you can get me on my WhatsApp. So I do bookings, so you have to book, and then get a slot, and then you come through. So my number is 072 067 8490. Yes.
Can you repeat that?
072 067 8490.
Yeah, definitely people will get hold of you. Thank you so much for spending time with us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And we hope to see you again, because we know that on this day, we would like to get more clarity to people, Can
I just please double check with me that number? Did I say 8490?
Is it? Can you please check? You can repeat it.
Okay, it's 072 067 8490.
Again?
072 067 8490.
Definitely, we'll post it up for when people want it.
Thank you.
But as I've said, thank you so much for being here with us, and it was lovely to have you.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. It was nice having an amazing conversation with you.
Definitely.
With your amazing questions.
Exactly.
Thank you so
much. 10 o'clock, you're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show, and that was Gogo Tiffany Mguni. So what I need you to do right now is to just stay right there at home, grab a cup of coffee, because we're going to take a short break, and then when I come back, I conclude the show, and we get on to the rest of the day.
Well, yeah, shopping blossom memory. Yes. Wow!
Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
My name is Musi Miss.
My name is Ketu Mguni
on the Vooka
Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
past 10. It is the time you're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show, and the hashtag to use, it's a hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Every weekdays from 7 a.m. up until 10 a.m. As you see right now, it's 3 minutes past 10, but you know that we always conclude with nice games we have right here with our guests. So Gogo is still here with us as we concluded with her on the segment. So what we're going to do right now is to play some beautiful games, because games here, they are part of our culture. They are part of what we do on the show each and every day. So we have a game called Would You Rather. I have questions for you, Gogo. I don't know if you are ready. Are you prepared? I have 4 questions with me. So what you have to do is to just tell me an option, because each and every question have 2 options.
Right.
You just have to choose one.
Okay.
Right? So let's get it going here with Gogo. Daphne Mgoon. Hey! Okay. There we go. Aish, you know these things, they always disappoint me. I don't know, man. Hey, but yeah, while I am fixing my kit, we are going to playing Would You Rather. And if you want to participate, guys, tell us down there on the comment section. So the simple thing that you can do is just tell me that, you know what, Mo, I am actually going to go with the first option.
All right.
Right? So okay, while I'm doing this, I'm going to come back. The first one, Gogo, is would you rather have a private island with a luxurious villa and unlimited resources, but be completely cut off from the rest of the world? Or would you rather be able to travel anywhere in the world for free, staying in luxurious accommodation and experiencing new cultures, but never be able to stay in one place for more than a week?
That's fine. That's perfect. That one.
So you want to experience new cultures,
Yes.
but you are not staying in one place.
I mean, look at Jesus. He walked. He was in one place. I mean, is that not the purpose of living, so that you get to experience and integrate?
Definitely. I'll take that one. And if you're watching at home, tell me, man, what would you rather do, man? You want a luxurious life, where every resource is available for you, or you just want to travel anywhere in the world? There we go. We're back in action. Question number 2. Would you rather have the ability to speak any language fluently, being able to communicate with anyone from any culture, or have a superhuman mathematical abilities, being able to solve complex equations and puzzles with ease? Maths or language?
Maths, guys.
Maths.
I'm a bit of an intellect, so yeah, that would be very intriguing for me. If I'm into math, if I'm that intellectual, that means learning a new language is just X equals Y. So
definitely. We would have right here Daphne Einstein. All right, Zinzi right there on my comment section. At option 2, traveling is my go-to. I would also take that, Sister Z. All right, the last 2. Would you rather have a photographic memory, being able to recall every detail of every experience, or have exceptional creative abilities, being able to paint, draw, write, or compose music with incredible skills? This one is simple. Gogo.
Mara, you can't say it simple.
This one is simple.
You and I is not the same.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear your answer before I give you mine.
Please tell me. Please read it again.
So this one is say, would you rather have a
photographic memory?
So you are being like, you can recall every detail of every experience. Wherever you go, any given time, you can just sit down and say, oh, you know, when I went to Zanzibar. Yes. Or would you have exceptional creative abilities? You are able to paint, draw, write, compose music with an incredible skill.
B.
Number B. B. Definitely. Obvious, man. I think everyone wants to grow in skills. You know, do something for, rather than sitting, you doing the skill. Come on.
Multiple skills.
But there are people who would choose that.
A photographic memory.
Yeah.
But that's almost the same thing.
It's not.
It almost
I beg
is.
to differ.
No, me, I'm saying it's
it's not. It's not. And the last question right here. Would you rather be able to time travel to any historical event, witnessing and experiencing firsthand the moments that shape the world, or be able to see the future, knowing exactly what will happen and being able to prepare for it? This one is difficult. Wait, before you answer, think.
Yes.
Would you rather be able to travel to any historical event, witnessing, experiencing firsthand the moments that shaped what the world looks like, or be able to see the future, knowing what will happen and being able to prepare for it? Like, you know something's going to happen for tomorrow and I can prepare for it. I have a very big client tomorrow. I know how to exactly prepare for them.
Time traveling.
For this one, go.
Why? Mara, you can't want me to answer. Let me tell you why I'm saying that. No, but allow me to speak.
Okay, I'll allow you. I'll allow you.
Right now, things that have happened before are happening now. Vintage clothes, like people are dressed like 1950s. So me being able to go back in time, I'm able to come with something that will exist right now. Do you get?
Yeah.
And also for me, it will be something amazing, man. It'll be amazing to go back to before Christ, right? Yeah, and see actually who actually wrote the Bible, and I can come back and tell you.
Interesting.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So when you can know the future.
Let me give it to you. Let me give it to you because I think that was the first thing I was gonna think of. Just sit with Prajay, man. I mean, I would like to go to him as I'm like this, like Sbali. Why?
Yeah,
bro. Like, you let them stone you, but you couldn't. Come on,
and then
bro.
What
You
are
had
they
soldiers,
going to
man.
do to us?
How. So yeah, man. Thank you so much for participating in this one. It was very, very nice. But guys, would you rather go back in history or deal with what is going to happen tomorrow. Because a lot of us, we actually not good with preparation. So I know a lot of people are like, you know what? Let me just go to the future and prepare, for what is coming. But yeah, anyway, that's how we close it off. So, okay, before I close it off,
they don't want me to leave, guys. Disclaimer. They don't want me to leave.
It's nice having you. I won't lie, man. I wish we can start another 3 hours with you and have a conversation, man. Just to get a clarity of a lot of things.
Yeah.
So since Elizabeth, that option 1, speak any language fluently. With the ability to connect with everyone in the world, of course, right? Thank you so much to Zinzi. Thank you so much to Daphne right here. So what we're gonna do is just to say goodbye, guys. May your day or the rest of your week be full of radiation.
Yes.
Catch us tomorrow once again. It's Friday, 7 a.m. up until 10 a.m. right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. A very good morning to you and have a very good day ahead of you. My name is Mogeti Maimane, aka Max for Maximum Temperature, the son of Mother Nature. Generator. Right now, we are wrapping it up.
Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazibuko Shabalala.
My name is Mogeti Maimane.
My name is Musi Mist.
My name is Ketue Ketumguni.
On the
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various aspects from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.